A friend of mine went to Scotland recently and got back a few days ago. I forget the exact reason he went. These are the emails he's been sending me. They get really strange as they go on, so I thought I'd share them and see if you guys have any theories about what's going on. Received Thursday, 2:32 a.m. I'm home and I'm glad about it. Scotland itself was kind of dull, but the trip down was messed up. I'm alright now, but I was pretty freaked out at the time. I guess I'll start at the beginning. The drive up there and the trip itself was pretty awful. Despite the wonder that is my DS, I remain emotionally detached from my family, but on the plus side, I've got a level 70 Dragonite, so I can't complain. It was on the trip back that it happened. There was a lot of traffic, and so we hadn't made it halfway home before it was late at night. My parents' business has taken longer than they expected, so we'd only been able to set off home mid-afternoon, but my dad decided he hadn't wanted to spend another day in Scotland. We were just going to drive home in the middle of the night. Didn't make much sense to me either. We were driving along some road an hour or so north of the border based on the fact that we passed the border an hour later. I don't know the exact area. It had gotten pretty dark, and at that time of the day the roads were quiet. We still saw the occasional car every so often, but it was something like one or two every quarter of an hour. My dad had the radio on at this point, listening to a random station. It had been on for quite a while, but it was just the typical pop music, that kind of thing. We hadn't seen a car in at least half an hour, and aside from the noises of traveling in dark, empty fields all around, there were no real signs of life anywhere. A bit dramatic, I know, but I'm just giving some justification for what, in hindsight, might have been a bit of an overreaction. Anyways, this song starts playing on the radio, a slow, folk-like ballad. I don't know what it's called, but a deep-voiced male singer sang, "It's alright to cry, crying gets the sad out of you. It's alright to cry, it makes you feel better." It stuck in my head because it seemed really inappropriate for the station that we were playing, nothing like the songs that had already been on. It seemed really odd, I can't explain it, but listening to it made me feel strange. I really felt like I was being watched, which is stupid given that we were in a moving car with my family, but halfway through the song it cut out. At first it was general static sounds, but then a god-awful screeching came in, and then a wet clicking noise. It was nothing like I'd heard before, and it filled the car. It was that loud. It got louder as it went on, and became more like a rumbling with breathing noises. The best way I could describe it would be like a dog hacking up a lung, but worse. There was a big chunk noise interspersed in there with sounds like people throwing up or screaming or mixtures of the two. It was pretty trippy. It lasted for all of 5 seconds, but I shit you not when I say those 5 seconds will stay with me for the rest of my life. The sound faded out, and that song, before I looked it up upon getting home, it's apparently called "It's Alright to Cry," started playing again. Nobody said anything until it finished, and even then I think I was the first to speak. That was pretty messed up. What, the song? Kind of unusual for the station, I thought so too. No, what happened in the middle? What was that? The signal probably just got cut out by one of those hills around here. I was getting impatient, but I asked. Yeah, but what was the noise? I've never heard anything like that. Chris, my friend's brother, looked at me in a really odd way and said, "It's static." Static, you know I'm used to my brother messing around, but there's no way anyone believed for a second that's what the noise had been. I ignored him. "Dad, what do you think it was?" And without missing a goddamn beat, he said, "Just static." He even sounded puzzled. Meanwhile, another song had started playing. I forget what it was exactly, but it was a typical pop crap that had been playing before. I asked all my family, and they swore they never heard anything like it. It was just static. Even my mother, and I can't believe she'd lie to me. The rest of the drive home was pretty quiet. I think my family thought I'd gone a bit odd. I wasn't in much of a mood to talk myself, as I half suspected they were playing a hilarious joke on me. I don't know, in retrospect, maybe it was funny effect of sound waves bouncing nodes and such, but Christ, it felt wrong at the time. Even now I'm a bit unsettled. I replied late on Friday night with some usual stuff, telling him about what I'd been up to, how my girlfriend had gotten a new job, that sort of thing. I said that he'd probably heard it was just some weird distortion and to pay it no mind. The next correspondence I got was this. Saturday, 12:21 p.m. Hey man, thanks for getting back to me. Tell Lisa I said congrats on the job. You're probably right about the noise. To be honest, I think I'm having a bit of a funny week. I keep seeing dark things in the corner of my eye, or get a feeling something's behind me, then turning around and nothing's there. I sound like a paranoid pothead, I know, but I've been clean for months now. It's probably stress, my dad says, hence the thing is in the car. Anyways, the general chat continued. Kind of concerned, I replied straight away. I'd been online at the time asking if he was sure he was okay and that we could talk if he was stressed. He replied, Saturday, 12:50 p.m. Nah, don't worry about it. It's nothing serious. Like I said, flashes of an image or something. It probably just floaters in the eye. Thinking I heard a sound for a moment and it disappears. No doubt someone will let me know if I was going full mental. There's one that really shook me. It was late at night and I was checking the web listening to some Jeff Magnum stuff he sent me on my headphones, and when the sound started to get a little funny, there were extra notes and beats that hadn't been there before. At first I thought it was lag or something, so I paused and started again, and it got worse. I moved to the next song on the playlist and it kept doing it. After a couple seconds, it sounded like two entirely different songs were playing on top of each other. I start trying to pick out what the other thing is, and guess what the hell I started hearing. It's alright to cry, crying gets the sad out of you. It sounded weird now, kind of distorted or changed in pitch, but I was sure the song was playing in the background. It was late and I was the only one here. Parents and Chris had gone for the evening, so I was pretty freaked out. I sat there listening for a few seconds to other songs. Became more and more prominent. Suddenly I thought, or I convinced myself that I heard a chunk, and the hoarse exhaling noise began. It was the noise I'd heard in the car, I was sure. I'll admit, I was terrified. All the disgust I experienced while I sat in the car hearing that noise for the first time returned, but with a sense of immediacy, of presence. It felt like it was right there with me, like it was touching me. I felt a chill and the hairs on my arm stood up. Instantly, my hand flew up to the speaker, to the computer, hitting the power button, but the sound didn't disappear right away. It carried on for a couple of seconds. Something that doesn't normally happen with these speakers. I swear, just before it died, it sounded like it was talking to me. Messed up, huh? Like I say, stress or something. I had a talk with my dad. He listened to the whole story. When I'd finished, he didn't say anything for a while, just looked at me quietly with a strange expression. Eventually, he said I shouldn't worry and try to take it easy. It was probably just stress from A levels with too many horror movies. Thanks for asking anyway. You take care. I didn't know what to make of this, truth be told. I was busy with my own life. The next I heard was this. Sunday, 7:40 p.m. Can you call me? I know it's out of the blue and it's weird, but I really need to talk to someone. Knowing your lack of a life, you'll probably be on when I send this. Seriously though, it's kind of important. Here's the number. It's my house number. I can't find my Noble. I was online, so I tried calling him, but I couldn't go through. I replied as much to the email and told him to call me, giving him my number and suggesting that one of us try his mobile and to help him find it. I got this back. Sunday, 7:45 p.m. Doesn't work for me either. Something's wrong. I don't have time now, but I'll email again later. Try to call me again if you can. Keep trying. Wednesday, 9:50 p.m. It's not going away. God, I feel like a total nutcase as I tell you this, but I hear the noise again when I sleep. No, when I wait to go to sleep. In my room when it's all quiet. It's like something on the edge of hearing, but it's there, and nobody believes me. I'm the only one here tonight. They've all gone. I feel something's watching me, like something's in the house. Crazy things are happening. I hear the shower turn on in the middle of the night, just for a second, then it stops. When I eventually persuade myself to take a look, nothing's there. The mailbox flaps. Probably street kids, you say. I went to the bathroom an hour ago while I was on the toilet. I heard a noise outside. I immediately stopped dead and held my breath. I swear to God, I heard footsteps in the hall. And that's not all. The bathroom door is quite high off the ground, letting a light in. Something stepped in front of the door. It blocked that light, and it just waited there like it stood there, facing the door, looking at me through it. Eventually, I'd sat down for a few heart-pounding minutes, breathing the shortest, quietest breaths I could. They moved. I heard the footsteps moving away. It was half an hour before I dared leaving the bathroom. I'm the only one in the house. I checked every room. Am I losing my mind? I hadn't replied, didn't know what to say when I got this. Wednesday, 10:41 p.m. I can't even use the computer, it's gone funny. Audio corrupted, speakers hissing, just messed up. Shit, wait, I put the TV on downstairs to keep me company. I can hear it from up here. For a second I thought it was playing that song. I'm going mad. I went downstairs to grab some crisps, just something I could quickly keep me going. I don't like being downstairs alone right now. As I stepped in the kitchen, I smelled. Why do I want to say death? Bins must have been the bins realistically, yeah. They smell like rotting things because they rot. I went to look out the window earlier when using the letterbox to see if I could see anyone. I couldn't see anything out there. It was completely black. I couldn't see a foot in front of my face. Why are all the street lamps out? I replied suggesting he call someone to come over and spend time with him, or to call his parents and chat with them. Best I could come up with. Wednesday, 11:03 p.m. I can't, no one's around, it's just me. It's come just for me. I keep hearing it, this song. It's playing downstairs somewhere. There's other noises too. I hear them, the noise from before. I recognize the clicking, the breathing. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't know what to do. I don't believe in ghosts or monsters, but there's something here. I can feel it. Wednesday, 11:10 p.m. I hear those words again, clearer now. 11:18 p.m. There's something in the house. I can hear it moving downstairs, trying to call the police online. Where the fuck is my phone? Call police, send them to this address. There's no address there. I even highlighted the space where he'd written it. Oh, it's white. It's just blank. I don't get it. This isn't funny. I replied saying there was no address. He seemed not to understand. There is no acknowledgement of it in the following reply. 11:25 p.m. For fuck's sake, hurry up. Someone's here. At least talk to me. I'm not fucking kidding. I hear someone. Something's in the house. 11:37 p.m. I hear it. It's coming. Christ, help. 11:38 p.m. It's here. Help me, help me, help me, help, 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 help. He sent me that last message 4 times, one after another. I've been trying to call him for the last hour, pretty much. No reply. I have no idea what the hell to do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Emails from Scotland. Overall, I think it's a pretty good story. It doesn't really have much in the scare factor, but it's pretty interesting, all things considered. It's, at least in my opinion, it's not that cliche. It doesn't really have that much tropes. The only thing that gets me is, like, why would his family keep leaving him alone like that? You'd think, hey, your kid's fucking having these issues, why don't we bring him out with us, or, you know, something, I guess. It's just weird as shit, because you'd expect, hey, yeah, my kid's having these issues, I'm concerned for his safety, but yeah, let's just leave him alone, he'll be fine. But aside from that, I don't really see any flaws with that story, and especially that ending. Holy fuck, that was pretty good. Honestly, probably one of my favorite creepypastas I've read. The only thing that got annoying was reading the times, but, you know, if you're reading it and not speaking it, it flows pretty well. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another episode of the Creepypasta Power Hour. I've been your host, Midnight Sinclair, and I hope you have a great night. Sleep well.